Hello my friends, firstly just a huge thank you to those of you that commented under the last video revealing how I have eczema again after being clear for so long, and all of your love and support and appreciation has been amazing, and it's really good to see some of you coming forwards and saying how much the previous content that I've been putting out for the last few years has helped you in your own healing journeys. And it's amazing how the tables have turned at this point, and I'm getting suggestions, comments, what to do. And so in this video I'm going to walk you through some of my thought processes going through this, and basically what I'm intending to do to get my health back on track. So I've had a good read through the comments that you left under that last video, and a pretty mixed bag in there. There's lots of real solid support for the whole foods plant-based way of life in general, and there's also the inevitable carnivore warriors in there, and also the carnivore curious, if I can put it like that, who are thinking of stepping over to the other side. And I think, just to sort of summarize and not waffle on too much about meat versus non-meat and diets in general, I just want to remind you all of this, and I've learned this from years of coaching people. I've coached hundreds of people over the last few years to reverse their eczema, get their skin back on track, and I've learned the importance of having diet as a factor to what you're doing here, but don't let it run the show. It's not the be-all and end-all to this process. I've learned that the hard way, and I've learned that time and time again from looking at all these different people from different walks of life, different backgrounds, different diets, going through their healing process. So, of course, it is a key cornerstone to your healing modality, to your journey to health, but you've got to look at all the other things that surround that. Diet is pretty central, but diet can affect your mood, but also your mood can affect your diet. Your emotions can be affected by your diet, but also your diet can affect your emotions, and then your stress levels, and then the other things, your relationships, your sleep patterns. A lot of what makes us human, a lot of the sort of further reaching, deeper facets to life, which are perhaps, as somebody was alluding to in the comments, is a bit more difficult to quantify and talk about. These things need to be at least personally quantified as much as possible. That's important for anybody that's trying to do a natural healing approach to a skin condition or any disease for that matter. So the short answer to those of you who asked me if I'm going to be going the carnivore route, absolutely not. I think it's a incredibly naive pathway to take by just trying, if that's even the right way of putting it. You're not trying a diet. You're not. I think if you have a mindset of trying vegan or trying whole foods plant-based or trying carnivore, you're going about it the wrong way. You need to look at this in a bit more detail and a bit more functional, and actually look at this from a nutritional standpoint. Now, I'm not a nutritionist, but I have taken a lot of really detailed advice and studies that nutritionists have done and that research has shown to arrive at the whole foods plant-based lifestyle in the first place. Let's not forget that I did the paleo diet for quite some time before I came to whole foods plant-based. I do know the rough ins and outs of a meat-centric sort of way of life, and to put it sort of in a nutshell, if I possibly can, when you go that route, the carnivore route, I mean, you're basically living, initially at least, a elimination diet. You're removing the problem. You're removing the problem food rather than the underlying problem, and there's a difference between those two things, and that's a lot of the reason why people get initial relief from going that route. I know, because I've coached a lot of people that have been on both sides of the fence, and I don't convince people, by the way, to go plant-based. People are completely open to do whatever diet works for them. I can only make suggestions and observations based on what I've seen and what I've learned. So I just want to make mention of Mizanor in particular. You've probably seen him in the comments. His name is TheGamer786. Thank you for your ongoing support over all this time. And just to really hone in on your particular situation, I know you're still struggling a little bit here, and you would fall into what I would regard as the 80-20 side of the way that I've been coaching over the last few years. So a lot of you know that I don't offer testing because I'm not allowed to offer laboratory testing in my current position. But for those people who have a ongoing condition and they've really tried everything that they can do within a healthy, nutritious, detoxifying protocol, it's important for those people to get a little bit deeper and understand what's going on in their bodies. And by that I mean doing some well thought out diagnostic testing in the body to understand what's going on. And so, Mizanor, a direct message to you, please, before you go messing about with any other diet plan or trying something else, just stop guessing and start testing. I think you fall into that category. So the 80-20 rule that I've applied for this long is 20% of the, let's say, financial investment and efforts put in can heal 80% of the people. That's what I found. Generally speaking, if you put in the healthy lifestyle that I teach, which is the whole foods, plant-based approach, following a deep regime of strict detoxification, which sometimes it needs supervision, but it definitely needs a well thought out plan. Following your detoxification phase, moving to a nutritious whole foods, plant-based approach is the best way to get optimal nutrition into your body and to rebuild and grow thereafter. When you have holes in that, if you find yourself with problems, then it's not because the whole dietary plan is off, it's because there are a few holes in the system that need patching up. It's a bit like saying if you drive a Mini right now and then you start getting a couple of problems with it, do you just sell the whole thing and go buy a Range Rover? No, you figure out what's wrong and you patch up the holes. And as I was saying in the last video, there's definitely been some holes in my lifestyle over the last year or two. Just the stresses that have come in, the things that I've taken on, the trips that I've decided to do, they've been completely my fault. I have been in control. These haven't been things that have been outside of my control. And in some ways, I guess I've tested the boundaries a little bit of what I can realistically get away with. So I'm going to get straight back on the program now. I'm going to be doing a deep cleanse phase, detoxification, and moving straight on into the nutrition phase. And for those of you that are over on the Eczema Healing community, you'll see that I'm taking a few of you with me on that journey, and you guys are going to cleanse along with me, so that's going to be fun. So for those of you that are in that place of looking at health in a compartmentalized way, looking just specifically about vegan or carnivore or these different things, I would suggest that you haven't yet escaped from that compartmentalized way of conventional medicine. That's what we're trying to escape from, right? Is this compartmentalized, over-focused way of looking at problems. You got to step back and you got to look at nutrition as a holistic thing, health as a holistic thing. We are a complete human. We've got thoughts, emotions, hormones. Yes, we've got diet, but we've also got relationships. We've got places where we choose to live. We've got our thoughts, which are huge. Some people have very, very disease-creating thoughts. And so these are all the sorts of things which I know have been slightly off over the last couple of years, and I know I have scope to work on. And I can remember how I felt when I had eczema all those years ago, and I felt truly like it was a gift, an opportunity to really learn lots about my body. And it was an amazing journey. I have no regrets from that, and I'm really harnessing as best I can that paradigm again now to take that same approach. This is such a marvelous opportunity. I'm so privileged this time to have a whole load of people coming with me on the journey and the support which I did not have all those years ago. A lot of people, when they come to this channel, they think that I found Rob Stewart at first, but I didn't. I wasn't even on YouTube or watching any sort of YouTube videos back then. Rob didn't help me with the whole foods, plant-based way of life. This was something that I found out from all sorts of different sources, like books and videos from other things. And I think to this date, there still haven't been any direct studies on eczema and other skin conditions with regards to dietary holistic approaches. So it was sort of taking a lot of different bits and pieces and putting them together, finding some great people along the way, teaming up with Rebecca on that course, and all of that stuff has been hugely powerful, puts me in a very, very strong position now. And I hope that some of you will get benefit too from watching where things go from here. So let me know what it is that you actually want to see from what I do. Please comment below, otherwise you're just going to get a random splat of whatever I feel like putting into a video. So if you tell me what it is that you want to see that I'm doing, comment down below and let me know, and I will shape the content on this channel to fit with those desires. That's it for now. You're free to go. We'll see you in the next video.